Welcome back to Grammar Grade 10. This is Unit 6, Lesson 44, and today we take everything you know about subject-verb agreement and turn the sentence upside down. Usually, the subject arrives first and the verb follows it, but sometimes the verb comes first and the subject shows up behind it. When that happens, the agreement rule does not change one bit, but finding the subject suddenly takes a little work. Let's learn how. Almost every English sentence follows one comfortable pattern. The subject comes first, and the verb follows right behind it. 2 seats are left. Subject, then verb. Easy. But English lets you flip that order, and when you do, the subject lands after the verb. Watch what happens. There are 2 seats left. Same idea, same subject. 2 seats, except now the verb is standing in front of it. We call that an inverted sentence, and you met the idea back in our lesson on inverted order. Here is the single rule that carries this entire lesson. The verb agrees with the subject, wherever the subject happens to sit. Word order is free to move. Agreement is not. Let's start with the sentences that trip people up the most. The ones that begin with there. Burn this into your memory. There is never the subject. It is only a little word that props the door open so the real subject can walk in. Look at this one. There is 1 seat left. Ask who or what is left, and the answer comes back 1 seat. That is your subject, and it is sitting behind the verb. 1 seat is singular, so the singular verb fits perfectly. Now change the count. There are 2 seats left. 2 seats is plural, so the verb turns into are. And here comes the mistake you hear almost every day. There's 2 seats left. Listen closely to that. Theirs is just a squeezed together version of there is, a singular verb, and it has crashed straight into a plural subject, 2 seats. They do not agree. So slow down, find the subject sitting behind the verb, and the fix appears on its own. There are 2 seats left. Here behaves exactly the same way as there. It is never the subject either. Try it. Here comes my brother. Who or what comes? My brother. That is 1 person, so the verb stays singular, comes with an S. Now change the subject and watch the verb follow. Here come 3 buses. 3 buses is plural, so the verb drops the S and becomes come. And notice something important. The word here did not change at all. It never does, because it is not doing any of the work in the sentence. So whenever a sentence opens with here, do not stop and stare at it. Ask who or what is doing the verb, and the real subject will step forward. Questions invert too, and they tuck the subject into a sneaky place. Take this one. Where are the tickets? The verb is are, and the subject, the tickets, is sitting behind it. Flip it back into normal order and you can hear the agreement. The tickets are where. Tickets is plural, so are is correct. Now add a helping verb and things get even sneakier. Does the price include tax? Look where the subject landed. The price is wedged right between the helping verb, does, and the main verb, include. That split is exactly what makes questions tricky, because your eye wants to grab the first noun it sees. The price is singular, so the helping verb is does. But ask about more than one thing, and the helper has to change. Do the tickets include tax? So in any question, dig the subject out of the middle of the verb, and then make the agreement. Writers also invert a sentence on purpose to save the punch for the end. Into the yard run the dogs. Start where you always start. Find the verb. The verb is run. Now ask who or what runs, and the answer is the dogs. There is your subject, arriving after the verb. Dogs is plural, so run with no S is correct. Flip it back and you can hear it. The dogs run into the yard. Here is another one. Beyond the ridge lies a valley. Who or what lies? A valley. One valley, singular. So the verb is lies, with an S on the end. And now see the trap sitting in both sentences. Yard is singular. Ridge is singular. Each one is parked right in front of the verb, begging to be treated as the subject. But a noun inside a prepositional phrase can never be the subject of the sentence. The noun in that opening phrase is a decoy. Step right over it and keep looking. Let's fold all of that into one method you can run on any inverted sentence. Step 1. Find the verb. It is usually near the front, and it is the easiest piece to spot. Step 2. Ask who or what is doing that verb. Whatever answers that question is your subject, no matter where it is hiding. Step 3. Rewrite the sentence in normal order, subject first. There are 2 seats left becomes 2 seats are left. Step 4. Now check the agreement, because in normal order, a mistake has nowhere to hide. 2 seats are plural subject, plural verb. It works. And if you had written, there's 2 seats left, the rewrite hands you 2 seats is left, which nobody on earth would ever say. That is the whole method. Shall we practice? In this first set, every sentence opens with there or here. Find the real subject sitting behind the verb. Then choose the verb that agrees with it. Pause the video and decide before I reveal each answer. There blank 3 reasons to wait. Skip past there because there is never the subject. Ask what exists. 3 reasons. That is plural, so the verb must be plural too. The answer is are. There are 3 reasons to wait. Here blank the last piece of the puzzle. Ask who or what is coming. The piece. 1 single piece. Careful though. Puzzle sits inside a prepositional phrase, so it cannot be the subject. Piece is singular, so the answer is comes. Here comes the last piece of the puzzle. There blank a crack in the ceiling. Look behind the verb for the subject. A crack. 1 crack, singular. The ceiling is tucked inside a prepositional phrase, so it is not in the running. The answer is. There is a crack in the ceiling. Now for questions, and for sentences inverted for emphasis. Same job. Locate the subject wherever it is hiding, and then make the verb agree. Pause and try each one before I answer. Blank the guests need directions. The subject is wedged between the helping verb and the main verb. The guests. Guest is plural, so the helper must be plural as well. The answer is do. Do the guests need directions? Across the field, blank 2 horses. That opening is a prepositional phrase, pure scenery, so field cannot be the subject. Ask who or what is doing the galloping. 2 horses, plural. The answer is gallop. Across the field, gallop 2 horses. Beneath the stairs, blank an old trunk. Stairs is plural, and it is standing right in front of the verb, hoping you will grab it. But it lives inside a prepositional phrase, so it cannot be the subject. Who or what is sitting? An old trunk. One trunk, singular. The answer is sits. Beneath the stairs sits an old trunk. Let's pull it all together. When a sentence opens with there or here, those words are never the subject. The real subject is waiting behind the verb. So, there are 2 seats left, never there's 2 seats left. In a question, the subject often sits right inside the verb phrase, wedged between the helper and the main verb. Does the price include tax? And whenever a sentence is inverted for emphasis, the noun in that opening phrase is scenery, not the subject. Your safest move every time is this. Rewrite the sentence in normal order, subject first, and then check the agreement. The mistake will jump right out at you. Nice work today. I'll see you in the next lesson.